Welcome, Gentlemen, to Weekly Random Comic Facts number 10 for the week of March 29th. We have a kind of short one today, so let's hope we can just jump right in and get it done. I only have one page because it's a full page thing, so here we go. All-Star Squadron. First appearance, Justice League of America number 193, All-Star Squadron, August 1981. Young Stars All-Stars number 1, Young All-Stars, June 1987. Status Hero Team disbanded. Base New York City. Notable members and powers. There are more than just here, and I'll end up listing them at the end of the article because for whatever reason they didn't list everybody. Amazing Man number 1, Will Everett, able to transform himself into any material he touched. Commander Steel, Hank Haywood, injured body repaired with steel alloy frame and micro motor muscles. Firebrand number 2, Danette Riley, possessed power of flight and the ability to create and control flames. Hawkgirl number 1, Shara Sanders Hall, flew with artificial wings and nth metal anti-gravity belt. Johnny Quick, Johnny Chambers, speed and flight enabled by speaking speed formula 3x2 9YZ4A. Libby Bell Lawrence, super strength, agility, and ability to project sonic pulses. Plastic Man Eel O'Brien, super pliable and rubbery resilient body. Robot Man number 1, Dr. Robert Crane, aka Paul Dennis, powerful robotic frame housed human brain. Shining Knight, Sir Justin Arthur, rode winged steed, victory while wielding enchanted armor and sword. Tarantula number 1, Jonathan Law, mass vigilante armed with web line emitting web gun. Following Imperial Japan's sneak attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt called upon all active mystery men, the costume heroes and heroines of America, including the entire membership of the Justice Society of America, to band together as a unified fighting force to combat the Axis powers bent upon dominating the world. Both on home front and in top-secret missions on the battlefield and behind enemy lines, the squadron, which included more than 50 members at its most powerful, answered only to FDR and the War Department. Many of its greatest adventures are still classified decades later. The Perisphere. During its tour of duty, the All-Star Squadron was based in New York City and held court in the Perisphere, a hollow sphere 200 feet in diameter built for the 1939-1940 New York World's Fair. The Perisphere included living quarters for all active members of the squadron. The 610-foot Trilon, a spire erected next to the Perisphere, served to house the team's All-Star Special, a modified Curtiss XP-55 Ascender aircraft outfitted with a Star Rocket Racer motor courtesy of Pat Dugan, Stripesy, adult sidekick of squadron member the Star-Spangled Kid. The Young All-Stars. In 1942, the All-Star Squadron found its ranks bolstered by an influx of younger heroes, a splinter group of Young All-Stars, whose primary focus was thwarting the superpowered group of German, Italian, and Japanese soldiers dubbed Axis America. Among the Young All-Stars ranks were the Atomic Punching Dynamite, the Furry-Winged Flying Fox, the Powerhouse Fury, the nigh indestructible Iron Munro, the Aquatic Avenger Neptune Perkins, and the Japanese-American tidal wave-wielding Tsunami. Together, these young heroes did their part to protect the home front from Axis aggression. Both the adult All-Star Squadron and its youthful counterpart disbanded following the conclusion of hostilities. Other members include the Atom, Johnny Thunder, Dr. Fate, the original Green Lantern, Steel, Guardian, Hourman, and Hawkman. So that is the All-Star Squadron, also known as the World War II Squadron, because that's when they were together. Onward to the releases. We'll be doing from March 30th to April 2nd, because that's this week. So we have on March 30th, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round coming out on PC. Dead or Alive 5 Last Round is another fighting game in this Dead or Alive series. It recently came out this month before the home consoles and is now coming to PC. If you like Dead or Alive, it's more of that. Also be on the lookout, I don't know if they'll have it on PC, but a majority of what they're trying to do with that game is give you custom skins, because on the PS4 PlayStation Store, 90% of the add-ons page is Dead or Alive costume skins, which is completely ridiculous. If you haven't noticed that, you must not go in the PlayStation Store a lot. Then we have on March 31st, Axiom Verge for the PS4. Axiom Verge appears to be a 2D game in the vein of Metroid and Contra, from what I've seen. You play as some guy, picks up an alien gun, and then proceeds to start killing all sorts of nasty little bugs and such. If that sounds interesting to you, maybe pick it up. I believe it's going to be a PSN game, so it shouldn't cost you more than $15, but I'm not sure on that one. And we have also on the 31st, MLB 15 The Show for the PS4, PS3, and Vita. That is PlayStation's exclusive Major League Baseball sim game. Basically, it's baseball, not much else to it, but it's the best one out there. It's also exclusive to PlayStation, as I've previously mentioned. That will be a $60 release because it's a big budget game. Then we have also on the 31st, Neverwinter for the Xbone, also known as Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter. That is a third-person fantasy RPG, similar to Elder Scrolls Online, and similar to, but a different kind of graphic style than WoW. I believe it's already out on PC, and it's now coming to Xbone, but correct me if I'm wrong on that one, because I have no clue if it is. But it seems to be another fantasy RPG. There's quite an abundance of those, so maybe wait for some reviews, decide whether or not to pick that one up. Then we have, still on the 31st, Paperbound for the PS4 and PC. Paperbound, from what I've seen, is a multiplayer arena like shooter where you play as these little characters and you're in a weird environment and you're pretty much just shooting and fighting each other. It's similar to Smash, I guess you could say, but it's different. It's got a nice art style. I'd check it out if it's only for $15, which I believe it is, which would be great. The thing is, I'm almost positive it's a, what do you call it? I know it's a multiplayer game, but I think it's local co-op. That's the word I was looking for. Local co-op, meaning if you don't have multiple controllers, you probably can't play it co-op, and you might be able to share play it, which would probably work. That sounds like it might be a thing. Then we have, still on the 31st, Toukiden Kiwami for the PS4 and Vita. It looks to be an RPG in the vein of Monster Hunter, from what I've seen gameplay wise. Because from what I've seen, it's third person and you shoot at big ass animals with magic and guns and swords. It looks crazy. It's like a lot to handle. Well, maybe not a lot to handle, but the gameplay I have seen, it was pretty much a half an hour fight against one boss. So I don't know if the whole game is made up of just fights against bosses like that, similar to like Shadow of the Colossus, or not. But that's what I've seen. That's probably a full price game, so maybe check that one out if that sounds interesting. But if you're into that thing, you're probably already playing Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, or whatever it's called. Then we have, on April 2nd for the PC, Project Cars. Project Cars is a racing sim in the very definition of the word, very similar to Gran Turismo, with a nice selection of cars and all the nice little specs that you could possibly want for the cars. because if you're into racing cars, that's all you really care about. And since I'm not that big into either, I can't really tell you if it's good or not. So look it up, because I believe it's going to be a full price game. Not positive. Then I believe that to be it on the releases. Yes, that is it. Onward into what I've been playing this week. What I've been playing this week is Bloodborne, which came out Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Because all games come out on Tuesday, mostly. It's very difficult, because it is the spiritual successor to the Souls games, which is Demon Souls, which was a PlayStation 3 exclusive, I believe. It might have come out on PC later. Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. This game is set in Victorian-style city. Its fighting is more fast-paced and relies more on dodging and timing your shots of your gun to stun enemies as opposed to blocking, which was a major mechanic in the Souls games. Killing the general enemies as opposed to the bosses, I found, is a lot easier than in the Souls games. But like in the Souls games, the bosses are what really makes the game difficult and makes you have to restart over and over and over, because you die quite a bit. Don't really die to smaller enemies if you have the right equipment. If you're not equipped for a situation, you do have the potential to die from just a random enemy that you didn't see coming, possibly. Or an enemy that you decided, hey, I can take this, and you underestimated that enemy, and they surprised you and killed you, because that's what this shit does. It surprises you, and unless you've gone through about 16 times, like I've had to do, because you do have to grind once you find out, hey, this boss is going to eat my shit all day. Because I don't know why a boss is going to eat shit, but they're going to be all over you. Over and over and over. Until you either learn their pattern and get better, or be a little baby like I was for one of the bosses and use a bell to bring in people to help you, which made the fight about 10 times easier, because 3 targets are a lot harder to hit for a boss than 1. But I've been playing a lot of that, and I'm really enjoying it, much more than the Souls games, for whatever reason I can't explain. Probably because I'm a filthy casual, but yeah, I've been enjoying that. As you probably noticed, I've taken down the weekly Wednesday videos, because not many people are watching them, and nobody really tells me what they want to watch, because nobody comments on my videos, nobody subscribes, nobody comments on the posts I put on Facebook and whatnot. So I don't really know how the feedback's going to work if nobody gives me any. That's not a critique of anybody, I'm just stating facts. But on that note, I will leave you people till next week. I love you all. Thank you all for watching very much. If you like this video, like, share it, and subscribe, because it would really help the channel. Still trying to grow this thing, because I still only have 2 subscribers. So please like, favorite, share it, subscribe. And again, love you. Have a great week, everybody.